Yo, listen up, it's time for a tale about a podcast that'll leave you frail. Hard way wrestling coming at you raw, bringing the heat, breaking every law. They drop the truth, no holds barred, talking smack, getting you hyped up hard, calling out the fakes, exposing the lies. Hard way wrestling taken by surprise. Hard way wrestling coming to your city. Nothing but realness, nothing but grit. Going down a gauntlet, making them mark. Hard way wrestling straight from the heart.
Welcome to Hard Way Wrestling. It is Thursday, and you know you've waited around all week long, at least 1 week, one calendar week, for us to come back on here. Tricky Ricky, back again. You're like the woodwork. I can always count on you to be there when I need you. Unlike some people, Scotty can't make it sometimes, most of the time, for whatever reason. I think, I don't even know what he said. He was going to hang out with his friends, or he's got one friend, right? It's Wyatt. He's got one friend. So I don't know. I don't know what those two guys do together, but I believe it probably involves some sort of lubricant.
They're gathering magic.
They're gathering magic. How does one gather magic?
I don't know. I haven't figured it out, and I don't think I'm going to.
A lot of dorkiness involved. What did you think of this? So before we get into all our wrestling stuff, we're waiting on AK. AK is gonna jump on here in a second. What did you think of the Super Bowl?
It was very slow and boring until about the fourth quarter, but I just couldn't turn it off.
Yeah.
It's a football game I'm going to watch, especially since like the Chiefs weren't in it for once. We didn't have to deal with the Eagles. Really, I could give a crap about the Patriots, but it's not Tom Brady's Patriots, it's not Belichick's Patriots. But I was glad to see Sam Darnold get a ring.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. I don't think the Patriots were ever in it at all. I mean, it didn't even seem like they had a chance. Their guard to the Patriots guard on the left side of the line. Poor Drake May. I mean, he just was getting pummeled all night. They had no answers for that defensive line.
No, it was terrible.
Yeah. So if you had any type of parlays with touchdowns and that kind of stuff, man, you were not hitting. You just weren't hitting. You just were not hitting, which was pretty sad. I put a couple bets in, and they were all about Drake May rushing touchdown. No. I mean, it was just wasn't the greatest. Speaking of not the greatest, AK's in the house. What's up, my man?
This son of a...
The Bad Bunny of Hard Way Wrestling is finally here. Thank you for coming in.
Oh man, coming out with the shot.
I think that. I think it's a compliment.
All right, well let's we're gonna get into it because I got some ridicule online this Sunday or this week from the Super Bowl. What did you think of the halftime show, AK?
I thought it was awesome.
Show did you watch?
Not to sound obvious, but I didn't change the channel. Let's say that I was watching the NFL Super Bowl halftime show like I traditionally do. I thought overall, I mean, that's what I'm used to. I love it. I thought the performance was great. Again, personally, I'm very light on my Spanish, so I didn't understand most of it, but I got the message. Like a lot of good storytelling through visual effects. And I thought it was a great performance. We know what it's like to perform live, and there's a lot of moving parts in there. I thought overall, very entertaining.
Yeah. Ricky, did you, I know you had some problems with your Spanish too.
I don't watch the Super Bowl halftime show. One, because the music it's just not my taste in music. I think the most recent one I watched was which one was Eminem and Dre and them on, and Snoop. Was that 2 years ago?
That was a couple years ago.
2 years ago.
I watched that one because I do love Eminem and Dre and Snoop. Good classic old rap. But I'm just not into this newer music. If they want to put Metallica on at halftime, I'm going to be glued. If they want to put some metal music, I'll be in there. If they want to set up a ring, get a referee, get two jabronis down there, have a stadium stampede, I ain't turning that TV off.
I know Tony Khan sent some people to the Super Bowl. He said Darby was there and somebody else was there. I can't remember who the other person was. But
it was Darby and Swerve.
Yeah, I mean, that'd have been a great halftime show. And I'll just say that it takes time for them to set up, which an amazing setup after seeing what those plants are real people and stuff. I mean, that's pretty wild that they were able to do that. And we're probably going to lose viewership or clicks or likes or some subs. I don't even care because this is my opinion. So if you don't like my opinion, you can fuck off. But I switched it over. It takes time for them to set up the Super Bowl stuff. So So I switched over. I wanted to see the turning point stuff because when you get a bunch of hillbillies in one area, you just never know what's going to happen. And somebody's going to get lit on fire or whatever. And that's what I want to see. I enjoy exciting things in Super Bowls, and that to me, I was like, okay, well maybe whatever. So I turned it over. It was okay. It was just a regular concert. It wasn't anything exciting. Notice when my wife and I were sitting there watching, I was like, clearly they're lip syncing. Like something's not right here. They're off. Maybe the sound's off on the TV. I turned the TV off and turned it back on. Thought maybe there was something going on there. So it was definitely some lip syncing going on. And I told my wife, I said, well, let's go back, flip over here to Bad Bunny and see why everybody's all pissed off. And again, it started out in Spanish, and I was like, fuck. Now I know why everybody's mad because you can't understand it. Since then, I've gotten translations, and I mean, again, I'm gonna end mine on this. He preached one thing and one thing only, and it was all but love. And if you don't like him, it is what it is, right? So I don't know. I don't know what to tell.
That's the message I got from it.
Yeah, I mean, it was nothing but love. I mean, it wasn't like Kendrick Lamar last year was like definitely calling out pedophiles.
No, it was definitely a lot different than last year's performance. It was but again, I'll just say at this, a lot of people were confused, I guess, on why Bad Bunny was booked for it, and they were like, oh, NFL shouldn't be getting involved in politics, but it's just at the end of the day, he's a hot artist. That's why wouldn't you do that? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, he's top on Spotify and all these other streaming platforms, and again, he's a great entertainer.
Number one, he's made more money than most.
And the message was great too. Again, he didn't take a shot at anybody. The night ended with unity and love. And then again, I read something. Again, you gotta be open-minded a little bit, right? Somebody's like, oh, well, they're talking about all these other countries, but not America. And I'm like, wait a minute. The American flag was the first one following him when he was making that march at the end. What are you talking about, man? So again, they're taking clip bits. They didn't watch the whole thing. They're making their judgment. Everybody picks a team, but they're not like actually watching what's going on. And again, I understand the world's really the temperature of the world right now is kind of crazy, but it is what it is.
Well, there's always been some sort of politics somewhere in the NFL, especially, and I guess the older we get, the more we notice. Like I'm sure there was some stuff back in the 80s or whatever in the 90s, but then I started noticing it more with Kaepernick and the kneeling and that kind of stuff. And not that was that long ago, but
social media. Social media is the worst enemy of the world because everybody sees everything, everybody hears everything, and just like assholes, everybody has one for opinions.
Well, platforms. Everyone's got a platform now. Everyone can do this, right? Everyone can get on here. Everyone can get on Facebook. You give a guy a microphone, all of a sudden he's a fucking comedian. Like, I mean, just. Sorry.
It's caused a lot of division in the world, and again, unfortunately, negative energy travels way too fast. And, you'll see it online. Anytime somebody has something negative to say, they're quick to talk then, but, you want to send a positive message somewhere and then get crickets, So it's a nasty world we live in, unfortunately, and again, we can just only hope to stay in our little bubbles and keep positive, at least on my side. If you want to go out there, spreading hate, more power to you. Just it's not fun. I don't know. I don't see the joy in it.
Here for a Bad Bunny Kid Rock collab.
That'd be cool.
That'd be wild, right? ball with the bat.
Yeah, I mean,
bunny. Right?
I'll just say this about the Kid Rock side. I grew up. Kid Rock was a big thing growing up. He was involved in wrestling a lot. He did Undertaker's song, stuff like that. So as an artist, and again, I wasn't listening to lyrics that deep back then. We weren't having everything under a microscope. So I enjoyed him as an artist. Do I like where he's gone in his older years? Absolutely, I don't. The Bud Light thing got a little weird. Getting off the rails a little bit. But if you're a fan of him, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, we had 2 options of Super Bowl games this year, and you know what? We're fortunate enough that each of these guys had a platform to speak on. It's America. You feel how you feel. Say what you want to say, and that's our right, is to be able to express ourselves. So
the disappointing part.
America.
Then we're going to move on. The disappointing part was I cut cable and I could not find the Puppy Bowl.
What a pity.
Very
Damn
disappointing.
Damn it. You missed it. You missed some good shit.
All right. Well, let's get into it. We got a little bit of Pizza Cutter news.
Do it.
What? I waited till you put the thing up.
Doesn't matter. I don't have it set where everybody can hear you burp. It's okay. Whatever. Anyway, let's get into it. Injury bug has really struck wrestling here lately. I think it's always been the more athletic wrestlers get, the more injuries I believe we're going to have. That's how you hurt yourself, AK, because you were like super athletic for sure. And
no, it's not myself. I did not hurt myself in the ring.
Oh, that's right.
No, I did not.
Right. That's right.
I hurt myself because I'm super diabetic.
But that's one of the reasons why my fight style. It is. I protect myself. I protect my opponents, and I still try to tell a story, at the end of the day. So, no. Do I want to be doing backflips off the top rope at my age or even in my younger years? No, because that's not who I am. But for the guys that can, it's always been called high-risk maneuvers, right? So let's dive into some of these people that are on the list right now, though, because it's quite a few.
All right. Former WWE Women's United States Champion Chelsea Green offered some unfortunate update about her injury and suffered during the match on WWE SmackDown on Friday. Green took to X or Twitter, depending on what you're calling it now, on Wednesday to announce in addition of Chelsea's Chronicles, she broke her ankle. Green's injury was previously reported as a sprained ankle. Through what the doctors noted, she will be receiving further testing. She first posted a photo of her bruised ankle alongside a list of demands from WWE management on Monday. She suffered this break during an Elimination Chamber qualifying match with Tiffany and Lash. I did not watch SmackDown. Who won that?
Tiffany Stratton won. Yes. I did not watch it either because for some reason my app buffers really badly at the girlfriend's house, and I caught like about 3 clips of the women's tag match, and I got so pissed off I just turned it off and just read the results later.
Yeah, this is tough. I'm not sure that she was going to get a WrestleMania moment anyway, because they don't.
Yeah, we're going to get her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of like the comedy aspect of wrestling, which is sad because we all know what Chelsea could do.
Yeah, she's good.
Would love to see a rematch of Penta and Chelsea at WrestleMania. That'd be wild.
That might be the only way to get them both on the card.
Can't redo that. I agree with her. Can't redo perfection. That match was so dope. WWE will water it down. That was some hard hitting, fucking great action between two of those two.
So I watched an interview with her, and they asked about the chop that Penta gave her, and she said she didn't even feel it. So she's a liar. She's a liar. So, she's so she couldn't defend her mixed AAA tag team championship. So Lola Vice took her spot. No. It wasn't
Lola Vice. She was against Lola Vice and the Iguana. It was I forgot who it was teaming with La Hydra. That's what it was.
Yeah. And Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana. And the Lizard. Is that Trio's title now? What's that? Now the Lizard's there?
Yeah. I think it's still a tag title.
It's a mixed tag between man and woman and man and reptile title.
Okay. That Lizard's over.
It is.
The Lizard's absolutely over. The build to WrestleMania 42 was dealt another blow this week when it was revealed that Braun Breaker is being taken off the road. He is forced to have surgery on a hernia. Initially, all signs pointed to Breaker suffering the injury rather recently when he flipped over an announcer. All the shit that this guy does, these flying spears, the crazy stuff he does, and he hernia.
Flips a cardboard fold up announcer table or whatever. And yeah.
If you watched him when he did it, he didn't look like he struggled. Like it was really like a fluid motion too. So I didn't see like where he strained or anything. But
go back and look at that. Go back and look at that because I do think that he had this weird look on his face when he lifted it, when he rolled it. He did have a weird look. So, but again, in the moment, do you think he felt
him just being pissed off, and he's in his zone, in his part. The adrenaline's pumping. Same thing as any other.
I didn't think
when you're doing something.
Honestly, it's probably better for him right now. There isn't anything really like he could fall into for Mania. Like I wouldn't put him in any of the world title pictures right now, and you don't want to just like rush him into the mid-card titles. So it's like, hey, maybe he's going to be after WrestleMania, Monday Night Raw or SmackDown return and give him something big to do, beginning of next season. But I feel like he can skip out on this road and it won't impact him too much.
Well, supposedly he's been dealing with this hernia issue for a few weeks now, and it got worse. So he could be out for a few weeks or several months. So we'll see what they do.
Barking.
Feels like the division is kind of falling apart a little bit.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Their energy is definitely dropped.
So
yeah.
New segment alert. Boop, boop. New segment alert. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Acknowledge me.
That's right. Came with new
Don't
segment.
give me the finger.
What? It was just this finger, not the stink finger. That's
Still
finger. Why AEW? Why? Last night on AEW, we had two title changes. Unbelievable. One is okay, I'm with, and the other one is what the hell are we doing? We were just giving AEW praise last week about some of the booking stuff, and I thought that they were on the right track. And we are again. Nada. Tekla beats Statlander for the women's world title last night. Are we okay with this?
I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. Statlander beat Tony Storm months ago. Her title run, not the greatest. Tekla is fairly new here on U.S. soil, and her in the Triangle of Madness. I love that group.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
So,
yeah. So
the match was a good match too. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying I'm all for it. Let's see what Tekla can do with the reins of the women's division.
Good, AK.
Yeah, and I think the match itself was a great way for Statlander to go out. It was a good fight. Bloody mess and the finish it looked like it kept her still looking strong. I think they ended up having outnumber her. My one gripe on all wrestling that I never can understand is why is it that after the match somebody decides they want to come and make a save when there's been interference the entire match? Like, why don't you help them during the match to keep their title instead of trying to do a save after they're getting jumped after the match? But I'm going to
answer that. AK, I'm going to answer that. And you would never know this because you're a bad guy. Good guys don't come to the ring unless they absolutely have to.
To help somebody getting jumped during the match? They're already outnumbered.
I'm just saying. Maybe they were at the catering table and they didn't realize what was going on.
Yeah. But overall, though, like I said, I was cool with that decision. That that title change is definitely it freshens up things a little bit for that division.
Yeah. Yep. One change we were definitely, and I'm definitely not happy with. Ciampa wins the TNT title on Saturday.
11 days.
Beating Mark Briscoe. There, I said it. Mark Briscoe, and turns around a couple days later and loses to Kyle Fletcher, all because they're going to Australia. AK, was this the right move?
I didn't like it. And why not just do it in Australia? Give him that win there on a big platform. Ciampa could be on a big stage, it'd be cool. But I didn't like it at all. And again, yes, prototype. He's the next guy. He's the big guy for them. But Ciampa just coming in and already dropping the title clean. I mean, it was a clean match. It was a good match. But they could have dirtied it up a little bit, or if they really needed to change hands. I didn't like it. It makes you feel like, as a fan, that it's everything that you don't want it to be. Like, hey, you're going to come into my company, you're going to get a title right away. 11 days later you lose, and now, like, what happens next? Like, it makes me worry about his future. Yes, he might juggle the title back and forth, but seeing how easy they can do something like that, it's like, where is he going to be in 6 months?
The catering table.
We've discussed this. They bring these guys in, they make big impacts with them, and then they turn around and they shit on them and they disappear. Right? And this is what, this is just a pattern that AEW does. And you're absolutely correct. Where would the biggest pop be for Fletcher to win that title?
His home
country.
Absolutely. A three-way ladder match, or a three-way whatever match with Mark Briscoe in Australia would be absolutely off the chain. Number one, be the match of the night. Had to be match of the night, because Ciampa is a maniac. Fletcher is a maniac, and we all know about
Briscoe. Yeah.
So, yes, they definitely missed opportunity.
Terrible booking.
The problem is with AEW, and I know it's Wednesday and Saturday, they definitely have problems with getting people to watch, and you can't predict what they're going to do. If it felt like this was a build to Fletcher winning this title, maybe people would have tuned in to watch, but you just never know what AEW is going to do. Right.
Well, I think I said this last time I was on the show. Sometimes, like, you should let a story run out the way it's supposed to, not just trying to be unpredictable. It's kind of like that Game of Thrones effect, where they're going more for shock factor than for, just following where the story is leading you, or letting that extra buildup, It's disappointing, though, for sure. But they are doing some good things on there too, like this Omega and Swerve idea. Great idea. There's nothing involved, just two good guys fighting, and a lot of fans are. I like the way they're building into it too. It's not just a promo match. They get a little bit physical, So, but again, that Ciampa thing, like, with everything good they do bad for me, and it tears me apart. But WWE is on the same border right there, So as a wrestling fan, it's just disheartening.
Yeah, tell us where the Motor City Machine Guns are right now after they won the tag titles, and what their first night there. They held them for a cup of coffee, and where have they been since?
Well, clearly they don't care about tag team anything, because they let Obafemi smash a big tag team, not like two jobber guys.
Wait, look, but I'm okay with that, because look, War Raiders aren't in anything right now. They're not in in a run for the title or anything right now, right? And watching what Oba did, that's a hell of a way to bring the man in. Like, it's one to job two small guys, but he was tossing around some big boys. So for the people that don't know Obafemi, like, that first view of him, you're like, holy shit, this dude's a fucking monster, because War Raiders are pretty fucking dope.
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
Again,
how do you bring the War Raiders back into the tag mix? How can you make people believe that they're going to
Obafemi in the tag team division? There's no big guy. Who's the big tag team that's Obafemi in tag division right now? Everybody's little compared to the War Raiders.
You're telling me again, Obafemi by himself is better than two big monster dudes like that?
I'm not. Look, it is wrestling. So to say if he's better than two monster dudes, I'm just saying, if you want to build him that way, that's how they built him. They said he is so good and he's a beast. They can toss him around 200-pound guys. That's the story they're telling.
Rey Mysterio once beat the Big Show for the world title.
Mark Henry, the triple threat match, two of them.
What do you say? What is it? You got to find a way to suspend belief.
Yeah, I get it. You got to find a way. You got to make people believe somehow, some way. But there's this Obafemi. It didn't even seem like Obafemi was trying to climb a mountain. Like, he just walked through the mountain.
Well, and again, that's what I think that's the intention, is to make him like a fucking monster. So now, again, I don't like rushing things, but now you could even put Obafemi in the WrestleMania picture because you're giving him this kind of like man build that any big guy you step in front of him, you put a Gunther or even bring a Brock in for this event, and now he looks like he's a formidable opponent because you're like, man, this guy just, like I said, threw around 200-300-pound guys like they were nothing.
You want to see him versus Brock?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I like big guy fights. I like fucking big guy matches
Big
for sure.
meaty men slapping
Yeah.
meat,
Slapping.
slapping the meat.
Yeah, definitely want to see that match go down. And Brock's at the age where he should put Oba over anyway. Brock don't care. He's just there for a short match and a big paycheck.
Yeah, but they could have done a better job at
Rumble, yeah.
at the Rumble by letting those two guys absolutely thump each other. And yeah, right. And we miss it. They keep trying to. Yeah, how many times did they keep trying to go back to the Oba Brock face to face, and they couldn't? They couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
I would almost rather them eliminate each other and fight all the way to the back, right? Or
That'd be cool.
I would almost rather that, keep them both strong. So I don't know. I don't know wrestling. Okay, rumor mill. AJ Styles. AJ Styles. Okay. So PW Insider says WWE and AJ Styles were deep into contract talks all the way to Royal Rumble, but when the deal wasn't done close enough to Showtime, the decision was made for him to lose the match. So, and this is something I didn't know. I didn't realize that he was in contract talks. I thought that he was seriously leaving regardless. So,
yeah.
It was his idea to do so because he found out fitting, considering that it was his 10-year anniversary and he debuted at the same event. So my question, Rick, did WWE drop the ball by not re-signing AJ Styles to one more year?
Probably. I mean, it's only 1 year. I would have let him go at least. I still feel like he deserved better than retiring on foreign soil. Let him retire here in America.
Yeah.
I was okay with Gunther doing it because obviously that's Gunther's thing right now. He's the career killer, but doing it in Saudi, I don't know. It's kind of like a slap in the face to Styles. They could
definitely felt rushed.
They could have gave him his flowers in his hometown like they do everybody else almost.
True. Good, AK.
Yeah, and that's why it's hard for me to believe that he's actually done, because I don't feel like he would want to end his career that way, you know? So whether it's somewhere else or he does decide to re-sign to finish it up. But when he announced that this was going to be his last year, nobody thought he'd be done in January. You know, like it's like, man, this is all we get. And we did get the Shinsuke rematch. There's a lot of guys that we want to see him run it back with, and some guys we want to see him do a first time with, while he still had some time. So it is disappointing. But again, I still have faith that he's not done wrestling yet, just not in WWE.
And that to me is where they've dropped the ball, because he's going to go somewhere else. He's going to get super celebrated. He's going to finish his career in another company.
He's still young by most standards.
Well, yes, WWE standards. He's absolutely he's still young, but he's going to go somewhere else, and I feel like it's money left on the table. They're making money hand over fist. I don't know what AJ was asking for, but I don't know. I'm a little disappointed myself.
Always.
Ricky, you got one.
So we got some Vinnie Mac news coming out with this whole Janelle Grant thing. Finally, I guess things didn't go so well for her and her lawsuits with McMahon, and she will be making an appearance on February 19th and will speak publicly about the lawsuit. And she will be there advocating for reforms aimed at stopping the use of NDAs to silence abusers.
Now, was she in the Epstein files? Was her name in the Epstein files?
I don't know.
No.
I thought I saw that.
No.
No, wasn't?
No, Caitlyn was, not her.
Oh, okay.
No. It was Ashley Mazzaro.
Ashley Mazzaro. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so looks like
honestly,
Good.
that just, I agree. Again, you should just because you have an NDA, you shouldn't be able to abuse women. Like there's, it's just fucked up. And you got to think for her, it's really a crazy situation because she's fighting like such a powerful force. You talk about a guy with like unlimited resources and wealth, and the guy's been in all types of business for decades, half a century, and his money runs long. His father was in entertainment business for a long time, and it's just it's really scary again for women out there that try to get into this kind of work, and they get subject to these experiences. And you know what? People might say that, oh, she was having fun in the beginning or whatever, she agreed to whatever, but at any point, no matter whether it's beginning or halfway through, at any point where a woman's not satisfied or happy or comfortable in the situation, she has that right to do whatever the fuck she wants to do. And it's her body and her choice. And again, if you're going to abuse that and be that gross piece of shit, then hopefully your karma comes to you, But
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I
Did she
can
say
rant on
where
that.
she was going to where she was gonna talk about
Connecticut.
She's just
It's
gonna
going to be in Connecticut.
okay.
She's going to make a public appearance to talk about the Vince lawsuit and basically, like I said, trying to get people behind not using NDAs and giving people the power to be able to speak out against sexual violence and a lot of the disgusting acts that Vince and like other Vince McMahon like acts.
Where they got off scot-free.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They just absolutely gonna walk away.
Vince-
John Laurinaitis, and they're all
Vince
just gonna
is
walk
like-
away scot-free.
Yeah, how? I don't know, but it's
look at
ridiculous.
this-
It's like he's invincible.
I mean, it's happening in front of our eyes on, many levels. Again, I'm not going to get deep into politics right now, but if anybody was watching some of last night's shenanigans, it's a disgusting world we're in right now, man. And I'm hoping that somebody does something about it at some point, because again, the only ones that are getting hurt, it seems like, is our women and children, and they're the two that we're supposed to be protecting the most on this planet. It's like
Right.
we're in the upside down right now, man. It's absolutely insane. Like, the two most valuable and precious things on our planet, we and us as men, we're supposed to be protecting them, right? But yet they live in fear of men now. They sit here and they don't know whether to say hello or to tuck their head and jump in their car. It's sad. It's really sad.
It's
Especially
a little,
Predator with all that money. Now, once all this blows over a little bit with Vince getting nothing, do you think he eventually tries to sneak his way back in?
Not with that. Listen,
somehow.
TKO has made it quite clear that they do not want any piece of this guy at all. And I actually, if it wasn't for Hunter, Stephanie would not be involved either. And I think Stephanie's probably the less innocent, of all the McMahons. And we haven't heard anything about Shane at all when it comes to this kind of stuff. So it seems like it's just Daddy. So
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
remember when all this stuff started out, like it was noted that Shane immediately wanted to distance himself from everything associated with his father because he wanted nothing to do with it.
We've seen him doing that years prior to, like we've seen him kind of fade away maybe like 5 or 6 years before all the stuff started blowing up. So again, it makes you kind of think a little bit of how much did he know, and how, like, why would he want to separate himself so far away from everything that he was having handed to him,
Well,
So,
they all did. Stephanie did too. Remember how many times has Stephanie stepped down from being whatever position she was in because she needed to take time away? And I know Hunter had some heart issues, but I believe he wanted to take a step away too because of all this bullshit that was coming out that we didn't even know about yet. So
Yeah.
yeah.
crazy times. A report from Self-Made says WWE is expecting Bianca Belair to be involved in WrestleMania 42, but couldn't go into details on if she's returning at WrestleMania on the show or where she's going to end up doing. Body Slam confirmed that, but reminded that Belair recovery has been rough. What was she injured? What was her injury?
I
Did she have
thought
a
it
knee
was
injury?
broken. See, I thought he initially said she broke some fingers or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
She's had a lot of complications added to the internal roster. She's listed with a tag that has no return date designated, and I looked that up, and that is absolutely true. So Bianca Belair, maybe we see her, maybe we don't. A lot of times when they start talking about things, she's probably not going to be there. She's going to show up, most likely.
Yeah, I'm still surprised she didn't return at the Royal Rumble, but
I got a couple other stories, but they're kind of boring. Here's one we're going to get into here real quick. Ricky and I have been to Mania a few times now. Actually, the last 2 years we've been to Mania. And it's still on the fence about going this year. Don't know if we're going to make it. We might. I don't know. We were a last-minute decision last year and was like, fuck it, here we go.
yeah, but we were already going to Vegas, though.
Yeah, we were already going to Vegas. So distributors have been told within 50 miles of Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium, they are not allowed to show WrestleMania. Now, one of the things, this is huge. One of the things that we looked into last year when we went before we broke down and bought tickets to Mania again, we were going to look for some of these other local bars that was going to be showing. There's the nerd bar. Yeah, some of these places were having private events or whatever. You could pay. I want to say it was like $600 a table, and it fit up to 10 people or something like that, or 8 people. And it's not bad at all. And you can watch Mania and you eat wings and all that other bullshit. But now they're saying if you're in the 50-mile radius, which pretty much that's all of Vegas, that's all of Henderson.
It is Vegas.
Yeah, that's all of Henderson. So
Anywhere human life is in Nevada right there. It's like, that's crazy.
First off, first question. Is this gonna drive ticket sales because you can't go to a bar?
I mean, it would have to if you really, really want to see it, if you're in that area, because, I mean, that's your only option.
They're still going to be showing the fight. Nobody's regulating into these bars. They're not going to advertise it, but everybody's still going to have this on their TV. It's not.
What do they call the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
The big game.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. There'll be something. Again, they might not be able to promote it the way they want to, but you're not going to stop a whole city from a viewing party. You know, it's not reasonable.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Vegas.
But those tickets are crazy though, man.
They're really not. They're really not that bad.
If you wait last minute, some of those prices will drop.
They do drop. We ended up $600 for two to end up being both nights, 3 something a piece or whatever. We ended up, and we were in the same section. So it wasn't bad at all. Now we were up higher, obviously. There was a lot of empty seats last year too. A lot, especially night one. A lot of lower bowl empty seats. Crazy.
It's a trend in wrestling now. They're not selling buildings anymore, man. It's getting crazy.
No, I don't know. I don't get it. I think it's terrible. They're already nickel and diming you for everything, and then you're gonna go to a city that is a huge tourist. It's a huge tourist attraction. What are they gonna say next that no wrestlers, if you go to the WrestleCon, if you have a table at WrestleCon, you'll never wrestle in the WWE again or work for them again, because WrestleCon's huge.
Yeah.
It's all the old stars and whatnot, and some of the indie people.
A lot of AEW people there. Remember, Tony Storm had a line all the way out of the convention. So did who else was there? The Hardy Boys. They were upstairs. Their line came all the way downstairs.
Yeah, Flair was there. I mean, they're all there.
They're huge. And again, when no matter what city you're in, man, you always have at least 15 to 20 promotions running in the area. You'll have a couple of WrestleCons. You know, it's a whole community event, and that's why we love it, right? You know, but
I think
it's almost like they're trying to take
6 shows that week.
Yeah, because remember they had the show with Sabu, and we met Sabu that night at that bar, and then 2 weeks later,
the Nerd Bar.
Unfortunately,
a lot of companies they'll sit there. They'll start wrestling from 10 o'clock in the morning and run all night long, and they'll have interpromotional. So one promotion will run for like 2 hours, this, time slot, and they'll run all day for the whole weekend. Pretty cool.
Yep.
But again, when we hear regulations like that, man, it's like, what are they going to do in the future to try to commercialize all of it? And then who knows what licensing and stuff like that's going to look like in the future.
I just don't know how you're going to take a city that's so highly traveled and populated with everybody and their brother come from over England and, from wherever, all over the world, to come to Las Vegas. And you're going to say that, and most of the time they're coming to go to Mania, but not always. Some of them just come and take in the atmosphere. If you get lucky enough to stay in the Fontainebleau Hotel, you're going to meet every wrestler because they all stay at the Fontainebleau. So, I mean, everybody who I just don't know how you can say that to your fans. I really don't. And they're not going to buy. There's certain people that just aren't going to buy those tickets. They're just not going to buy them. You can still sit at home and watch it on ESPN. So,
yeah.
Anyway, I hope they find a way around it. Stick it to the man. That's what
Like always.
Stick it to the man.
It's all about the money.
All right. So Monday Night Raw, last topic, and we'll get out of here. Monday Night Raw. Hey, what's up, chat? I didn't get to say anything in the chat. Randy's in the chat. I can't remember the young boy's name. He's an ATCW kid. I cannot remember his name. He's shouting out the best AK, shouting him out. Who else is in the chat? Sarah Jones is in the chat. Oh boy. Okay. She's in here starting some shit.
FT Dub.
Okay. Oh, FT Dub's in the house. All right. So Monday night, the Masked Man strikes again during the Visions match. And they pretty much took out everybody that everybody said except for one, right? They said it was LA Knight. LA Knight was in the match, so couldn't be LA Knight. They said it was Logan Paul. Couldn't be Logan Paul. They said it was
interfered.
Right.
Austin Theory.
Said it was Austin Theory. Austin Theory was there. Couldn't be Austin Theory. Who do we think it is now? Like at this point, who do we think it's Seth Rollins?
It's not. I don't think it's actually Seth Rollins. It's just somebody posing as Seth Rollins until he's healthy enough to return. Like, say, maybe Grayson Waller covered up to be Seth Rollins.
I was thinking that, but I think it'd be really dumb to have them just use his moveset. I think it'd be, the misdirection is fine. It's like you want us to think it's Seth Rollins due to curb stomping, the super kick to the head and all that. And, but I don't want it to be Seth Rollins. I want it to be somebody out the blue. Let's get a nice surprise for once. But, I don't think anybody's story arc's going to be better. Again, if it's Grayson Waller, it's kind of like cool, but what is that going to do for the Vision story? Austin Theory and him are going to beef and do what? I don't know. It's not exciting. I want to see somebody fresh come in. And I think it's a body double. I think whoever's playing the masked guy now is not going to be the masked guy when it's unveiled. Hopefully, because I don't know. I'm just not excited about just a rando person.
They're going to do
or mid-carder trying to.
It'll be two masked guys coming out doing the Spider-Man meme, like the El Grande Americanos right now.
Yeah, I honestly have zero clue who it could be. I really don't. I mean, the obvious is Seth Rollins, but I think it's dumb. I saw people online saying it was Dean Ambrose. It can't be. Dean is locked up for the next 2 years. He's not coming. If he ever comes, he's not. I don't think he's ever coming back.
A cool concept would be if it's a guy that they're trying to wait on to sign and they're kind of just giving like some time for a build here. Maybe they're getting ready to hit TV in a couple of weeks or something. Again, there's not a lot of guys in that limbo phase that you can think of that you get excited about right now that have, an open contracts right now. Everybody's under these long-term deals. Or again, the ones that we like are talking about retirement, aka AJ Styles.
Could it be?
Which would make any sense.
I guess the skin tone is off, and I guess it couldn't be Ricky Saints. I guess the skin tone is off for that. I don't know. And again, a pull
too
small, too skinny.
Like it's just why, so what? He's attacking a Vision without again, Vision right now. I'm not high on at this point, just because they lost that Seth Rollins in there. You know, I know they turned on him and shit, but it's like there's no leader in that group. It doesn't feel like there's a leader right now, and it just seems like an NXT group. You know, not to say this, you know, be disrespectful to Braun Breaker and you know, Logan Paul's doing great for his time in WWE. It's just like the energy in the field doesn't feel like I want to see any of these guys do anything special right now.
Right.
Opposed to where they were 6 months ago, where you thought like, hey, these guys are going to be fucking some shit up. Maybe you're going to fight, you know, Solo's group, or, you know, they'll take on somebody big. But
yeah, the injury bug totally derailed that storyline badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I asked ChatGPT, right? Because everything's AI now. Everything's AI this, AI that. So I asked ChatGPT who could be under the mask, and ChatGPT came through like it always does. It came through with some pretty good ones. So first of all, ChatGPT came up with Doink the Clown. They said the mask comes off. It's Bob Starr is under the mask.
Bob, is that you?
Yeah, so you take off the mask and get the clown mask underneath. They picked the gobbledygooker. I don't know what the fuck ChatGPT's watching, but they took the gobbledygooker. They also said Vince McMahon is under there.
Dude, that would be hilarious.
It says it was me, Vision. It was me all along.
Him trying to do a super kick and stop, he would tear both his quads doing that.
Owen Hardy, what's up? Hornswoggle.
Too tall.
That would be interesting. Under the man, so the masked man unmasked, and Hornswoggle says, I've been under that ring for 3 years waiting for this opportunity. This is all ChatGPT. So he thought the Vision, all right, Santino Marella. He thought the Vision was a Marvel character and panicked. I do not trust robots. That's what he says. I do not trust robots.
You sure that Damien, aka Nikita Koloff, didn't write these jokes down?
No, it's
your Chat GPT.
It's really not.
Well, it says Alan Iverson, right?
What's that?
You said you got these answers from Allen Iverson, right?
Definitely from AI. There was no practice involved. Zero practice. And the last one, and I find this very interesting because I don't think we've talked about this at all. Damian Priest. See, AK, your head came up right there.
So look, I would like that one. I would like for Priest, or you know what? Hell, I got even one too that I wasn't even thinking about. What about Aleister Black? You put an Aleister Black under there, and now he's like trying to corrupt the Vision, or he's like, you don't really have Vision, and fucking gimmick the shit out of it. That could actually be a fucking nice push for him, and it'd give those guys some hella matches because fucking Black is one of my favorite fucking in-ring performers. And
he hasn't been on in a while.
He doesn't get used enough.
I didn't even think of him, but I think that would be my number one pick if I were to say somebody that I would want to be under there. Just thinking about it.
Now he's on SmackDown.
It would be really cool.
He's on SmackDown.
Yeah, but he hasn't been on since he lost to Priest in that ambulance match, like for a month or so ago.
Yep, he's been quiet.
Owen says that ties into Seth.
What
ties into Seth? You talking about? He
he
have that beef back then.
Yes,
before he left.
The eye thing, the contact. He got stomped on the steps.
Oh, that's
right.
God
yeah, that was during COVID.
Good job, Owen. That's really good, man. That would be. Ooh, Aleister.
Yeah.
Owen Hardy's
good call, Owen.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see who it is here soon. I mean, how long can you run this mask gimmick until you have to run another mask gimmick because they seem to do it a couple times a year?
Owen's the masked man.
It could be Owen.
They're gonna do it. That'd be cool.
I don't think so because Owen can't grow facial hair.
Damn. Did you dirty Owen? But I'd say they could run into Mania, like at least before the couple, maybe a couple weeks leading in after the Chamber, or maybe even the Chamber do a reveal. Chamber kind of has a couple of things interesting leading up, but they're kind of knocking out some of the good players that I wanted to see in the chamber too. So I don't know. We'll see.
I think it was last year they brought The Rock to Chamber because Chamber wasn't selling, right?
That
they brought
that's
The
when
Rock
Cena
out.
Well,
made his heel turn. After Cena
They
won
need to
the
push Mania a
chamber,
little more.
yeah, after Cena won the chamber, that's when he kicked Cody in the nuts.
Yeah. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Well, that's it. That's all I got. That's it. That's it. Short show.
Thank you guys.
Short time. Man, AK, Dave, listen, anytime you want to come on, we'd love to having you. We love having you. So
Have fun. I love this. I love wrestling. Thank you guys again. Appreciate it.
Once we start getting into the groove of things and we stop stepping on each other, we'll figure all that out. It takes a little time to learn each other, but anytime you want to come on, AK, I don't know if I've ever, I owe a lot to two people in wrestling. One of them is Chucky Manson for bringing me back in, and I hate him for it, but bringing me back in, and the other is AK. I've managed a bunch of people over the years, and never really got taken off until AK and I got together. I had a lot of ideas, and AK gave me a lot more, and his were better. So learned a lot from this shithead. So I really appreciate you.
Hey.
So I owe you a lot. I owe you every $25 payday I've ever gotten.
Wait, they gave you 25? We
Not
get
all-
paid for this shit?
Listen, not all at once. not all at once. Sometimes it comes in installments, depending on the house.
He gets a roll of
Hey,
nickels.
more good times to come, brother. More good times to come.
I'm not gonna say the promoter. But I got I have a very small what's that?
I said, he's shooting.
I have a very small rate. AK charges way more than I do for sure. But I don't do as much as these guys do. I'm there more entertains myself too, because I like entertaining people. So it kind of is my payday also. So I have a very small rate, and I get my pay through like Venmo or Cash App. You already know what we're talking about. So I get my payday through PayPal or whatever, and it's like $5 short. I was like, okay. I mean, some of you guys might think, well, $5,
Look.
that's not a big deal, but yes, it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely is.
Well,
On many levels. So I was.
I'm not going
message.
to
Go ahead.
but I was just thinking about like one time when you told me what you're getting from a promoter, and I ended up like giving you a little bit of mine too, because I'm sitting here like, bro, you came all the way out this way. You need at least gas money, man. Like that's kind of dirty. So,
and I didn't ask for anything for that. I just came along because I wanted the
Still.
experience. And yes, you threw me a bone, and I took
yeah.
that money and I went ahead and spent it at somebody's booth and bought some shit for my granddaughter that was with us. So bought one of those wrestling ink belts. Actually, she still has it. Hangs on a wall. But anyway, I was shorted a couple dollars, and I said, hey, maybe clerical error or whatever. Shorted me. He's like, oh, no problem. I'll get you next time. It's like, okay, whatever. Next time, whatever that means. Next time. So it happened again, right? The following show. And I was like, hey, did it again. So, is there any way you could like just send me that 10 spot, whatever? I mean, again, not a lot of money, but it is, right?
Yeah.
And then it happened a third time. And then I was like, hey, I'm about to take this shit real personal. And then the following show, they sent me an extra $30. It was like, yeah, we had a good show. I thought I'd go ahead and bonus you. And I was like, you motherfucker. Bonus me. Thanks, pal. So whatever. That's wrestling. So
do it because we love it.
that's you don't do it. Well, sometimes people do it to get rich. I'm far beyond that. So I enjoy all the time that we get to spend together and hang out and listen to your views. Even most of the time your wrestling views are terrible, but I listen. So anyway,
I appreciate you still listening.
anyway, thank you guys for joining us. if you have not, you just come across this, make sure you go like and subscribe, ring the bell. Kind of a boy. Next, you know what? Actually, we're not on next Thursday. We are on next Wednesday because I have a gig on. Yes, I have a gig on Thursday. So next Wednesday we will be on, and we have Jess from OVW. She will be on next week too. And if you'd like to be on for that, AK, absolutely love to have you. She's awesome. It's good to hear a woman's point of view on wrestling.
Absolutely.
She's really good. She's really good. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time
On the hard way.
Take it easy.
Right, Ian.